In this video, I will guide you how to take your pet from UAE to India without any hassles. You may require an agent in India just to get an NOC. However, in UAE, you can do it all by yourself. It's very systematic. First thing is that you should book it through Emirates Airline. They are professionals and they know how to treat and care your pet. Now, your cage should not be more than 300 centimeters. That's length plus breadth plus height. Should not be more than 300 centimeters. And if it is less, then you're good to go and take your pet along with you as an excess baggage or as an accompanied baggage. Now, here you can see I have carted my pet Daffy in the cage, and now I'm at the airport, and I'm checking him straight into the Emirates air counter, where they will measure the cage and take the weight, and they have a slab. Emirates Airline has a slab. If it is less than 300 centimeters and it weighs more than 32 kilos, then you are charged $800 US. So that's what I paid. And once the formalities are done, the professionals, they take the pet to an holding area where they would later on put him in the baggage section, where he is supposed to go along with the baggage. Now everything went perfect, and now you can see that we are at the Mumbai airport. I met the quarantine officer, did the formalities, and we were soon outside the airport, and you can see my pet Daffy outside the Mumbai airport, and very soon he will be at home. Now just stay with me to know what are the documents, what are the cost, and how to go about getting the documents in UAE for your pet without any agent. This would be very informative, and I hope you like it. And if you like it, feel free to comment and ask me questions. I will be able to answer it. And do subscribe. Here you go with all the details. Please note that if you want your pet to accompany you along with you as an excess baggage, then just be sure that you have not overstayed in India for more than 180 days. And if you have stayed more, then you don't qualify. And if you're not stayed more than 180 days in India, then you're good to go and you can continue following this video. I have provided the links to all the important websites which you would be needing to access the process of getting these certificates under the description in the video. Do visit this website of Emirates Airline, which explains to you what are the charges which you would be paying as an excess baggage to take your pet along, and it describes what are the dimensions and the weight of the cage and the pet and how much you would be paying. There are 4 documents required from UAE, and they all are valid for a period of 1 month. So please ensure that you start the process within these 30 days. And the certificate which is mentioned as 2A, you can only get that once you register online with the Ministry of Climate Change and Environment, which is mentioned in point 2. You need to take your pet to any of the government recognized veterinary clinics. I took him to Kwanij area, and where the doctor actually checks the paperwork and this passport of the pet, whether the vaccinations and any deworming is given, and is mentioned on the booklet or not. And once it's all clear, the doctor there will issue this particular certificate. Once you have registered with the Ministry of Climate Control and Environment by giving your personal information, you can then go to apply for the certificate as mentioned in the next slide, which is mentioned as 2A. And that doesn't mean that you can then get it downloaded online and print it. No, you need to actually go, and I went to Cargo Village because that was closest to me. So you could choose whichever clinic which is closest to you to get the certificate 2A, which is Issuance Veterinary Health Certificate for exporting your animal. These slides which I mentioned 1, 2, 2A, 3 and 4 is just a way of me to let you know how to differentiate the different certificates. They are not the actual code for the real certificates. Please bear this in mind. I had to physically take my pet Daffy to the cargo logistics to get the veterinary certificate for import of pet dogs into India. Now the certificate 2A and 3 is obtained from the same office at the Cargo Village. The doctor physically checks the microchip number and once it's verified, he will issue the certificate. This declaration form needs to be attested by the Consular Office of Indian Embassy at the Oud Mehta Road. Please make sure that you take your passport and the passport of your pet with the copies of all the vaccinations which he has taken from the day one, and also take your Emirates ID to verify near the consular. You don't need to take your pet along with you in this office. It's just you are required, but make sure that you are the owner of the pet dog. That's very important. Once you get this document from India, which is called the NOC from the Animal Quarantine and Certification Service, your documentation process is now complete. Follow this video on how to obtain this NOC from India through your agent in India. Now one needs to upload this NOC from India onto the Emirates Airline website, as you can see on the screen, and you can also see in the description where I've given the link on how to go about uploading it. Now I did have some stress moments because even after consistently following with the Emirates Airline for 7 days, they confirmed to me that my pet will go along with me, and it was endorsed with my PNR ticket just 1 day prior to my departure. But I guess that's how it is. Now all that you need to do is send an email to your agent back in India with attachment of all the documents and as listed in this video. Once he receives it, he will verify, and if it's all fine, then he'll make sure that you get this NOC from India prior to 10 days of your departure. That's it. I have in this video provided you with a link where you can download all the forms which are required to get it attested, signed and stamped in different places. However, these forms may change over the time, so please make sure that they are relevant at the time of your pet being relocated. I hope I was able to guide you through the processes that is required for you to relocate your pet dog from UAE to India, as long as you are traveling as an NRI who has not overstayed for more than 180 days in India over the last 2 years, to take your pet as an excess baggage. Thank you very much for watching, and I had tried to make this video as short as possible. Feel free to question. I may be able to reply to all or perhaps some. Thanks very much. Have a nice day.